Hello friends, this is Pastor Steve Knudsen along with Pastor Craig Brown, and we have two exciting pieces of information to share with you. Pastor Craig.
Yes, first of all, the Return to Worship Task Force has determined that we are going to return to in-person worship here in the sanctuary on Saturday, April 17th. We're going to start with 2 Saturdays, April 17 and 24, and then expand it to all services Saturday and Sunday on May 1 and 2. You can sign up now on our website to reserve your space in our socially distant sanctuary. Now, Pastor Steve, worship is going to look a lot different for a start than it did when we left the sanctuary for everyone's safety. So we're going to ask that you wear a mask. There'll be no singing to start, no communion, no shaking hands, and no refreshments. We're going to do a phased-in approach to reopening, but we will be here in person for those that choose to be on April 17th.
Yes, and another exciting piece of information is on the Tuesday after Easter. I believe that'll be April 6th. The organ will arrive from New York. Parsons is now in the process of putting the pieces of the organ into a couple of semis, and they will drive here and unload on that Tuesday. For 2 weeks, the sanctuary is going to be a construction zone. There are going to be pipes laying all over the place as they begin the process of assembling the organ up in the organ loft. Part of our agreement with them is that we said we as congregation members will stay away from the sanctuary for those 2 weeks so that we might provide a zone of safety for the workers so that they can do their work freely, because they'll not only be up in the loft, but they're going to be down in the narthex and the sanctuary, and they just simply ask that they be given that space and that we wouldn't be going in there. We all know that at this time we all want to touch the pipes, we want to look at it, we want to be present. We're just going to have to wait. So we're going to help you follow the progress of the construction of the organ with as many pictures on the website and on Facebook as we can so that you can keep track of this process of development, and we will get there. Now, just kind of a framework of understanding, it's going to take about 4 weeks for the organ to be fully assembled, and then it'll take about 4 weeks for the organ to be voiced. And that means they go through pipe by pipe to make sure that all the pipes blend and meld and sound right together. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but we will get there, and it'll be worth it.
And we think it's all a part of God's timing. At the Return to Worship Task Force, we know Parsons needs the sanctuary in early April to complete their work of renewing God's house. So that's part of the reason, Pastor Steve, that we settled upon the date of returning to in-person worship on April 17th.
So we ask for your patience and your fortitude now for these early weeks of April, and as we go through the spring season, as the organ is assembled, and as we begin that gradual process of returning to worship. We know that as we go through the summer that we'll be able to add additional elements into the worship service and our experience of it, and we hope that by the fall we might be able to return to a more full experience of worship. We thank you for your prayers, your encouragement, your persistence, your presence, your commitment to the ministry of Jesus here at First Lutheran Church, and we look forward to our life together as we aim into the fall and into the future, for God has wonderful things in store for us. This is a wonderful place of worship. We will be enhanced by the organ, and this is a wonderful place to do ministry here at 3rd Avenue and 10th Street in Southeast Cedar Rapids. We are in the heart of the city that we might show God's heart for all in the city. God's grace and peace be with you. Take care.